been in that lifestyle. We could get you to talk about that at some point. But basically what you have is they can't experience joy anymore, okay? So the palette is shifted. Now that's why, again, the news and media and inputs feeds what you do have a palette for. So gratitude, appreciation. If somebody's at a lower paradigm and we want to do a speaking event for them, we will often say, go for it, get yours. They're out to get you. Because we want to speak to them where they're at. There is no value in speaking to somebody at a paradigm above what they can receive, right? It's like in the mainstream news, they'll often say, you know what? It's just about character, be a good person, it'll all work out. Is that always true? No. But if you give too complex of advice to somebody watching a mainstream show, you might just confuse them. It's overwhelming and they shut down. So it's like they say, milk for babes, meat for strong men. The milk for babes, okay, if you ever heard the Kabbalion, one of the first ideas in it, right? The milk for babes is either simplistic stuff or stuff meant to rile you up. So that riling you up is better than apathy, which is the main default state of most human beings. In our society at very least. Because we've been pulled out of the jungle and our tribal lifestyle and seeing the beautiful stars and the rolling hills and hunting and fucking and having fun and having our friends there and having everybody kind of sleeping in some cool place, and we've been shuttled off to be a little battery for the Matrix, like what we started the seminar about, right? And so we get put into apathy and in this kind of derp state where we can be a good battery. Awesome, great stuff, okay. I'm not advising to go back to living in a cave. We could do that if we want. I'm not advising that. I just want to bring awareness and light to you to show you what's going on and how to move up. So what you have is this sort of derp state, and you feed someone at that state. But what you got to do is you've got to move past it. You've got to become aware of the energy running you and move past it. So again, Julien, one of the first things he explained was, is that person, if you're seeing it in others, expressing something in terms of gratitude or complaint? Another one, who here has ever read the book Crucial Conversations? Put your hand up. Okay.
Just notice how objective someone is with what they're saying. You know, it's like, do they say the actual facts or do they sensationalize it in a negative light? People always sensationalize it. Like, say, you know, you're at this event and, you know, you saw, like, you were asked to move in front. Let's say that, like, hey, just have a seat, move a row, move a row. You might sensationalize it. Say you're triggered by that, like, how dare they ask me to move a row forward? Those motherfuckers, that's all they wanted to do is just get me to move forward. And then you might go out and be like, you know what happened at that fucking seminar? They're trying to manipulate me. They're telling me to move forward, da 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 da. Now, fact or story? Story. You're assuming the intentions. What's the fact? You were asked to move forward one row. That's it. That's the simple fact. And when you're in those lower states, you will create stories that will feed whatever state you're in. Remember that. You will create stories and fixate on stories that feed the state you're in. If you're in a state of fear, you will notice the common theme with all your stories will be based around fear, as opposed to the facts. You know, they pointed me out in front of everyone, and everyone was judging me. They were all looking at me. Oh my God, it was horrible. Fact or story? Story. But it's a story that feeds a certain emotional state. So you'll notice this. Look at the stories that people tend to focus on. How objective are they, and what's the common theme in those stories? What state is it reinforcing? And then, of course, turn it around, and what stories are you hooked on? What is running you? What's the story you're playing based on facts or based on your life in general? Just even zoom out and look at your life. What's the story of your life? It's glorious, or, oh man, it's a struggle, it's hard, I'm a victim, all this shit, people are always fucking me over. What's the story? And then what are the actual facts? It's crazy when you notice this, like you can make that split, you're just shocked, absolutely shocked. Even in terms of different opportunities you could jump at or different risks. What'll happen is we tend to overblow that risk. Like, oh man, if I do this, then I'll be ruined, and so on and so forth, as opposed to, no, if I just do that, then, you know, I'll just find a way back. It's not that big of a deal. And how that shit runs us is insane. It tweaks your mind. Like, most of us don't even see reality. We don't even see